this episode, we're going to slay some bosses. See, I have a plan as to how we'll actually achieve this netherite surplus. This can be split into 3 main phases. Phase 1 is beating the game and getting all the end city loot. Phase 2 is setting up a way to get the resources for netherite. And Phase 3? Well, I'll fill you in on that later. So let's tick off a checklist to get prepared for this Ender Dragon fight. Some iron for a fresh set of armor, some OP weapons, need a lot of ender pearls, also need some blaze rods, obsidian, and craft some of these down into Eyes of Ender, and 2 ender chests. Also need some blocks for bridging. One of these can stay here, some golden carrots, also lots of rockets. And so on day 328, let's go find ourselves a dungeon. I am Speed. 1 winner, 1 dragon. I ate dragons for breakfast. There it is in all its glory. Better be careful here with the silverfish. I'm about as geared up and ready as I'm gonna be. Here goes nothing. So I'm sure you all know the story. First we take out the crystals. Yowza. Well, I probably should have set my spawn point there. No. Stay focused. Speed. Alright, so take 2. The dragon is angry. Yikes. Pew, 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 pew. Now you've got no more heals. Pew, 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 pew. You know what they say, 4th time's a charm. Yoink. I swear I'll stop dying as soon as I get an elytra. And away we go. Now off to find an end city. Let the phase 1 looting begin. And it's got a ship. Now we've just got to get up there. Take out this beastie. Cha-ching. Ooh, nice. Some armor trim. So now if we take out some of our rockets, let's get looting. And back home. Now that we've managed to make it back with our wings, things are about to get real. With our loot sorted and our boxes unpacked, let's get to upgrading these bad boys. Nice! And we shall now go grab some ice. Ancient city too, sick. And some soul soil. And with that, we can make a basalt generator. So I started setting up the basalt generator before realizing that I'd made a mistake. So unfortunately, due to some oversight, I actually needed blue ice, not packed ice. But the reason we want basalt is because in this skyblock, basalt and cobblestone makes deep slate. So we may as well go make a quick ice farm. After finding a cold biome, I started setting up this platform for an ice farm. And mined down this ice spike. And so now we can fill in the rest of our blue ice. Why am I like this? Also, we didn't actually need lava on both sides, I just like things to be symmetrical. Anyway, we've made this for our next material gathering montage, starting with some basalt and some cobblestone, getting emeralds. To get a stupid amount of quartz, we're gonna need 21 stacks of quartz and we only have 2. This is gonna take a while. We should probably actually convert some of these villages so that we can get cheaper trades, which entails finding nether wart. And let the cleansing begin. And with that, we've got a lot cheaper iron trades. And I didn't even need this nether wart. So more quartz, and also a heap of obsidian. Also just got to smelt all this down. And with all of our materials now gathered, let's get building. So So using all that quartz that we gathered up earlier, we started building an ancient Greek-inspired build. We interrupt this broadcast for an important message. We can now get mangrove propagules. And now we've got all of our wood types. Thank goodness. Finishing off this build, we put in some ponds through the middle to add some depth, as well as some nice water streams off to the sides, before bringing some quartz pillars up and making a frame for the nether portal. All before finally putting a roof over the top made up of quartz and deep slate tiles. And with that, we can light our portal. Now that we're back in the scary wasteland, I really need to upgrade the zombified piglin farm, which will be the crux of phase 2, resources. For unlimited netherite, we will of course also need unlimited gold. So we'll start with tidying this all up. And then we'll head back to grab some materials to build this farm. Need some building blocks, trapdoors, glass, orange dye for orange stained glass, a turtle egg, and some redstone bits. So with a little platform set up and our materials gathered, let's get started. I started off by putting in all of our chests and hoppers, as well as an item disposal, just to make sure that things stay neat and tidy around here. We then built up the drop chutes to the platform area before putting a platform over the top and spawning in our iron golem. And finally, gas proofing the entire platform. And now the last thing to do is to set up these item filters. And even though this thing isn't at full efficiency, it's still pretty OP. We've already got this much gold from just a few minutes. So that means we've got the gold part of the netherite ticked off. Now, of course, the other ingredient in netherite is ancient debris. That's where phase 3 comes in. Because of how things work with this Skyblock data pack, we have two options for our ancient debris. We can either fly around the nether and loot bastions, or we can slay the wither for a 50% chance of ancient debris. So of course, before we can commence phase 3, we need to complete a wither skeleton farm. For this farm, we're going to be using a design by ENX04, so let's gather up these materials. So we need some deep slate, glass, some black dye to make black stained glass, a bunch of chests, and some iron to make some hoppers, some more redstone to make some comparators, and some repeaters, some obsidian, potions of invisibility, a bucket of lava, cobwebs, and lastly, we just need a bunch of nether brick. And so let's get started. Somehow this wither skeleton saw me while I was invisible. I'm not sure exactly how that happened, but we were lucky enough to lose our boots and also all of our nether bricks. So now we can collect nether bricks again. So we need to start off by building up a platform. Going invisible again, we started building out this platform, which unfortunately wasn't captured by this recording. And now we just need to build our AFK platform up the top, again, starting with an item storage area to keep the farm tidy, before putting in our portals, which will bring the wither skeletons up to the top platform here. We then went into the overworld to build the portals on the other side for the wither skeletons to go through. Then if we just get rid of this pillar, and if we head back up, we can now see that the farm is working. And we'll quickly put in some placeholder items, and now they're starting to come through. And so after just a few minutes, we've already got 9 wither skulls, but we need 41 in that hopper so that it can sort itself properly. So we can just sit here for a little while. And this is working pretty well, but I dare say it'd work a little bit better with a smite sword. So... oh yeah. And with that, commence phase 3. So we'll of course need some soul sand. Also got an AFK at the gold farm for lots of gold so that we can barter with some piglins for soul sand. And then we go to slay some withers. So we can set up a little wither trap station underneath the portal here. And then we just place in our obsidian. All of our preparation has led us to this one moment. With this skull, I will summon the wither. Well, that was anticlimactic. 1 down, only 84 to go. And we got our first ancient debris. Nice. Ain't that a nice consolation prize? So we can just quickly loot a bastion for a smithing template. Go, 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 go. And there we go. Got one. So now let's cook up our ancient debris. Craft some more upgrade templates. And upgrade our gear. Was it worth it? Heck yeah!